There it is. Okay, again, good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us. My name is Graciela Briones, and I'm part of the MPO staff. And on behalf of the ATC chairperson, Juan Mendive, which he's currently out on leave, I'm gonna call this meeting to order. It's Wednesday, July the 28th, 2021, and it's 12:06 p.m. Again, thank you all for joining, and we're gonna go to item number 2 of the agenda, which is our overview of the Smart Cycling Class and LCI certification. I want to thank Mr. Juan Perez from TAMIU. He is the program manager with Texas A&M International University, and he will be giving us a presentation on this item. Mr. Perez?
Hello, everybody. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen really quick.
Sure.
Here we go.
Let me stop sharing this.
And then we share. And it's just so you have something to kind of reference while we speak. So hello, everybody. Good afternoon. And just want to start this off by saying thank you for having us. We're very excited to share this information with you. My name is Juan Perez. I am the program manager at TAMIU Recreational Sports, and I am joined here with...
Hello, everybody. My name is Gabriel Perez. I'm the Outdoor Activity Operation Specialist.
And Gabe and I are actually part of a small team here at Recreational Sports, and we're working on outdoor adventures and really getting this biking program off the ground. Our third member, unfortunately, could not be here. Her name is Tracy Vogel, and actually she will be the point of contact for this seminar, but we have included her information. But of course, if you for some reason forget or of any sorts, just remember my name is Juan Perez. It literally means John Doe. Do not forget. And then TAMIU Rec Sports. Just Google me and I'll pop up. And of course, I would also like to mention that we have Frank Rupnowski. He is one of our instructors here at Texas A&M International at Rec Sports, but he's also serving as our advisor for this seminar since he is our LCI. So just so you know, as we all know, for the past year, we've been living our lives in pandemic mode, right? And this is, of course, created the situation for us to have a surge of cyclists, which is great, right? We actually have all these awesome things like full parks, bike shortages. I know Gabe has been waiting for his for a couple of months now. They're all on back order, but it's also a good problem to have, right? It has set the scene for a more active biking community, which, you know, I think all of us here are trying to accomplish. So anyway, what that has created has been a lot of people who have bikes who don't necessarily feel confident about biking. That's to say, if their tire pops or their chain drops, that's it. The bike goes into the garage. Or am I doing this right? Are my hands numb? So these are the things that we want to address during our smart cycling seminar that we will be having in the fall. So I'm going to pass over the mic to Gabe, and he will give you more details about what smart cycling is, when we will offer it, and of course the $1,000,000 question, how much it costs. Everybody loves that part. All
right. So yes, as Juan said, we have a lot of cyclists out on the streets, parks, and I myself have been riding a lot. I've been riding for the past 4 or 5 months now, and I can already see some common problems that are happening across, such as people not really knowing how to shift gears and how to take care of their bikes. So smart cycling, along with many of the things that Juan has said, will be covering that. Now, this course would be a 9-hour course. It's going to be broken up in threes. So it's going to be, each day would be a Saturday. So it would be October 23rd, the 30th, and November 6th. And we want to do that to be accommodating to people's schedules. We know that not everyone can attend a one-day, 9-hour course. I know, speaking for myself, I would be suffering because I cannot sit in one spot for that long. And we also know that people can't come Friday to Sunday every day. It's just, it might be too much for them. So we want to be able to be accommodating, break it up in 3 days, make it very manageable for everybody. And it would, the price of that would be $10. So normally these classes can be about $70, $70 or more. But our LCI Frank, we have talked to him and we've managed it to get down to $10. And of course, the big reason to get it lower would also to be to get as many people as possible because, like we've said, there's a lot of cyclists out there, some who know how to ride, some who aren't that good at it. And we want everybody to get on top of this so that they can be safer and more experienced riders by the end of this course. This also is going to be breaking down into two parts, the smart cycling course. There's going to be an in-class portion and an on the bike portion. So you can attend this class in two ways. You can be in person or online. And once again, that's us trying to be accommodating to everybody. Some people might not be comfortable coming in person. So we want to give them that, or be able to even get to TAMU. We just want to give them that ability to still attend the class. So if you wanted to, which we'll get to later, be an LCI like Frank, this is a prerequisite to that. But most importantly, this is, like we said, just to be a better cyclist. If you wanted to be an LCI, you would have to complete the on-bike portion. So you don't have to complete it if you don't want to be an LCI, or if you just can't do it, it's fine. If you want to do it just to get a better hands-on experience, like I'm a very kinesthetic learner, so I need to be on a bike. Being in class will not do me the best justice. And if you cannot make it, our LCI Frank is being very flexible with us, and he's allowing people to email him within a reasonable time frame when that person can schedule to be with him so that they can do that portion and they can get that checked off. And if they wanted to proceed to being an LCI, they can do that. So remember, the class is just it's for everybody, beginners. Even if you're quite advanced, we have some advanced cyclists that are still going to be attending, and we have heard that even those people have learned something from this. So yes, that would be the smart cycling course we're going to offer.
Yeah, and I just really want to emphasize that this is open to anybody in the community, because our main mission is to get people as excited and as prepared to bike safely and confidently throughout the city. So, even if maybe even you, or if you know somebody who's just starting out or somebody who already knows how to bike, there's still something for them. And I really want to emphasize that the smart cycling will work on its own. You can take it for your own personal enrichment. But if you did want to become an LCI, a league certified instructor, you would have to complete these 9 hours before. All right. But if you just choose to go for your own personal enrichment, we welcome that. We're here for it. We love it. And we would like to see every one of you, if possible. And I'm just going to briefly touch on the LCI, the league certified instructor, and that we will be offering in this new year. So that's a long way from here. So as we get closer, we will provide more information. But just keep in mind that if this is in the plan, you definitely should sign up for our smart cycling. We want to make it so accessible. I know the city of Laredo brought it a couple of years back, and we want to keep up with that because traveling costs, it's not cheap, and the hotel costs are not cheap. So we want to just really eliminate that and have it be here in Laredo. But again, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact Tracy Vogel. Her information is actually down here in this very small font. So sorry about that. I had it on the little magnify, so.
I think it's also the contact and the chat. We just put it in the chat, her contact.
Perfect. So yeah, any questions you might have, but any one of us, you can reach out to Gabe or to me, and we will be more than happy to either direct you to Tracy or answer any questions that you may have. But if no one has any questions, that's it for us.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if Frank would like to add to it.
No, I think they kind of captured it all. It's a curriculum that was developed by the League of American Cyclists, and it's really it is for beginners, but intermediates also participate in this curriculum. It's just to build more confidence uh, in people feeling like they can get on a bike. I mean, I know that those of us that have spent years on bikes uh, sometimes forget that there are a lot of people out there that would just like to be on a bike and don't feel comfortable about it. And this course is designed for that person. And really it's about, increasing and adding on to the culture here to bring more people into the flock. And this pandemic has been, I think, uh, has not that there's been a lot of opportunities here, but certainly in the world of active transportation and cycling, has been bringing a lot of interest into cycling. So I'm really happy to participate in this. And as an LCI, I was one of 11 that completed this course a couple of years ago. That was mentioned, and we'll whatever we can do to keep to get people on bikes that don't feel comfortable. That's what this is about. And it's basically it's traffic skills to be in the right of way, but it also touches on on road, off road, uh, things that cyclists take for granted that we already know, like how to dress or how to choose a bike, or even just how do I fix a flat. I mean, there's things like that that most of us that ride just take for granted over the years we've learned, but this course kind of focuses on those things. So I'm really happy to that they're doing this, and it's great that it's happening at the university, so it can reach a lot of people. And like Juan mentioned, it's not just for TAMU students or even rec sports students. They're opening it up to the city. So I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else that would like to add to it, or any comments or questions for either Mr. Ranowski or Mr. Perez? If not, I want to thank Ms. Council Member Vanessa Perez is joining us. Thank you for being here, Ms. Perez.
Hi. Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hi. And let's continue. Let me share the screen again so that we can continue with the agenda. The item number 3 is active transportation plan updates. And we have an update on hike and bike trail projects by the Environmental Services Department Director, Mr. John Porter is here with us. John?
Afternoon, everybody. So let me share my screen, or I guess before I share my screen, I wanted to invite everybody on. It looks like we're going to have a ribbon cutting for the Upper Zacate Creek Hike and Bike Trail that was completed this last year, and so we're tentatively looking at having a ribbon cutting on August 4th at 9:30 a.m. So. Gracie, I'll send you an invite if you could send it to the committee members. But yeah, we're still working on that, but
Awesome.
we're tentatively looking at having that next Wednesday at 9:30.
Perfect. Thank you, John.
Share. The other two projects are the River Vega Hike and Bike, and I'll show you the preliminary alignment of that. It's about 6,000 plus linear feet, but it will start from more or less Anna Park off of Anna Road, and then terminate on Sanchez Street by Dovalina Elementary. And so currently we've got Crane Engineering working on this, and they're doing the environmental and cultural survey. And Eddie from Crane's working on the alignment, and you can see here's the tentative alignment for that project. And then on the, let me stop sharing. I can do that. And then we've got another project. We just signed the advanced funding agreement with TxDOT. And oh, I'm sharing this one again. Hold on a second.
John, a quick question. Jason from the planning department. Just that looks to be separate from the off-street trail for Border Patrol, right? Just kind of anticipating any ATVs or anything while you're biking.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when we're going around the plant, we've got limited space there, so we might have to share with the Border Patrol road. But yeah, we're trying to keep it off of the Border Patrol road, and we, we want some meander in it as well. So in the getting around the Jefferson Street plant, yeah, we may have to share that because we just have limited space.
That's understandable. Takes you by the pollinator garden too, so good stuff.
Then, oh, you know what? I had closed. Let me open up. Let me open up the other project. Yeah, the other project is East Chicone Creek Hike and Bike. And yeah, again, we just signed the advanced funding agreement with TxDOT. And I'll show you that project right now. All right, can everybody see? Yeah, there we go. And this is over by Independence Hills Park. And so this is about 1,300 linear feet, and it's really to connect the existing trail of Independence Hills to the neighborhoods and to Century City. And so again, we just signed the AFA, and so we'll be going out for RFQs for engineering company to do the design and the environmental and archaeological surveys for that. And then ultimately, we're hoping to continue this trail along East Chicone Creek. We're doing some sanitary sewer line improvements and drainage improvements. In Chicone Creek by Century City, we're going to raise the bridge in that area. We'll be able to have pedestrians go under the bridge. And ultimately, yeah, we want to continue to Loop 20, go under Loop 20, and eventually tie into the existing Chicone Creek hike and bike trail. And so, yeah, eventually these neighborhoods will be able to cross Loop 20 and then tie into Chicone Creek.
Thank you, man. You're talking about Jaime Zapata, right? Coming back
Yeah,
in the town?
correct, correct, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nice. That's a really beautiful project to extend that route.
Yeah, I think it will. I mean, it will really be a nice trail once we complete that. This is the first phase. It's a small project, but you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's all I've got.
Thank you, John.
This is Frank. I have a question. So, thank you, John. That's great. I'm so glad you all, the city, your department, you're continuing looking at our creeks and our riverfronts as ways of moving through the city. It's also important to note that I know we talk about them as hike and bike trails and we think of them as recreational arteries, but they really also are ways that people can be comfortable riding through our city without actually being on the street. I mean, we talk a lot about active transportation, which is important, and looking at reusing our existing right-of-way in our streets and new developments, how to integrate, bike and walking lanes. But this is the ultimate way of moving through the city. If you don't have to actually even encounter a car or a truck. So I'd kind of like to ask, is it possible to take the MPO's active transportation plan and then overlay with John's projects, what's been completed, what's not completed, so we can kind of see how we can connect the dots. Is that possible? I know we're asking people to do work and that takes time and money, but
We took John's project and incorporated that into the design.
no, I know you've incorporated it, but almost like, can we have like
A
a
percentage.
red is to be completed? I think even since that area, I think John's working on other projects. So is there a way of just overlaying it and seeing how does Chacon Creek and Zacata Creek and Manadas Creek connect and where are the gaps? Because if
Gotcha.
we can get them all connected with the riverfront, we have an amazing network through our city that's protected.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you haven't done it, I know you've done, but can it be updated? We can look at it?
Yeah, to see where we're at with missing links and whatnot.
Exactly, and that's maybe good because even I know that we have a council member on, council member Dennis is on board, we have other council members and, maybe they can see, oh, like just in my district, I'm missing so many linear feet that connects and we can see the overall picture. That's kind of what I'm asking.
No, definitely. We can get that done.
Yeah, if I may, I think we've here, we put something together. Jason, correct me if I'm wrong. I think we had something where we were talking about the linear feet, but like the total linear feet of or length of the trails, the existing trails, and then the connectivity where we were missing that connection so that we could just, see those spaces in between. And I think, I don't know, I think I had seen something, Jason, you had prepared some maps with that information.
Definitely, yeah. So I'll tailor it a little bit to Frank's request, but yeah, we were looking at some of that information. But it would be great for the council and the active transportation committee to have that as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, because again, all these creeks run through every district. So, it'd be nice to see, and whatever we can all do to support connecting them, I think would be, it's a really, things take time, we know that, but this is like something that I think, you're already been doing. And again, it really does bring the inexperienced rider out because they'll feel comfortable running these creeks and these river routes.
I agree. I was just going to add that that East Chacon, perfect timing. We have 2 master plans that are proposed in the planning department that are bringing about 600 rooftops to both ends of that. So a lot of good things happening.
Okay, yeah, thank you guys. Thanks a lot. No, absolutely. We see it.
Estamos haciendo del survey.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, I think in the chat, Claudia, you had a question for the item we just discussed on the cycling.
Yeah, good afternoon again. As part of the curriculum, and I'm sorry that I missed the right timing, but I was just curious if the curriculum includes something regarding, I guess, for bike riders to be able to board the bus, how to load their bike into the bus. We see the transit dependent population, they're very familiar how to do this, but from time to time, we see people that are new to the transit system, that are new in general to the city and the likes. So whenever they're trying to board the bus and bring their bike into the bike rack, they struggle. So just a note if that could possibly be incorporated. If not, maybe for the next opportunity. And we'll be more than glad to facilitate possibly a stationary bike rack that can be used for demonstration. But that's kind of a case that we see that some of our passengers struggle with. And of course, our bus operators, if they see that they're really struggling, they'll just get off and assess the individual. But just a general comment again, if there's anything we can do to assist, like I said, maybe lending you a stationary bike rack that could be incorporated into the curriculum, that would be great. So just let us know if we can help or anything on the likes. Thank you.
Mpo. Is management, yes, public?
Yeah, Ms. San Miguel, that's a great point, and I'm looking at the league curriculum, and it's not there, but that doesn't mean we cannot add it, and I think we should, absolutely. And maybe we can work with El Metro and maybe even doing a little video or something that would be great to incorporate into it. It's a 9-hour course, so there's plenty of opportunity to do that, and it's really a good point. We'll definitely do that.
Excellent. Actually, if you go to our website, we have like a very short video on how to board a bike rack, but for sure, let us know if anything else we can do to assist. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Claudia.
Good.
Okay, going back to the agenda, we're gonna go to item 4, announcements, and I think John, you were telling us about the ribbon cutting for the Upper Zacate Trail. I don't know if you have I guess a flyer or something that you can share with us. We can either we can put it in our Facebook page also. MPO has a Facebook page, and we can upload it there.
Yeah, we'll send that out. I'm still working with PIO and Parks on that, but yeah, as soon as we get something, I'll send it to you.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Anybody that wants to share with us any events or activities? Okay, for future agenda items on item 5, we will be presenting an item for discussion regarding the development of a regional complete streets policy. I don't have too much details on this, but I know that it was part of the recommendations that were included in the active transportation plan. And so that's one item that will be in the agenda for next month. I don't know if anybody want to ask for an item so that we can also include it.
Hey, Gracie, I just thought of something. I don't know how relevant it is. I mean, it's certainly relevant to the conversation we were having today, but I think the city planning department and certainly engineering department and other departments that deal with TxDOT and land development, I think we need to look at when they are building bridges or when they're going over creeks and areas like that. I think we need to look at, keep in mind that eventually we may have a trail go through there. And so we need to plan now to make sure that people could pass underneath, bridges or culverts or whatever. But, I was just thinking about a lot of missed opportunities, like up by North Central Park when they built the loop. I wish we would have been more forward thinking and thought about getting pedestrians under the loop so we could tie in the, potentially a hike and bike trail north of the loop with the trail at North Central. And so anyway, just something to think about when we're looking at TxDOT projects and other development throughout the city.
I will mention I shared this, the data, the trails with Omar, but I will follow up from TxDOT, sorry, which routes we planned on taking and which bridges that might intersect. They told us we need at least a 10-foot clearance, but we need to follow up with that and touch base with engineering so that way we're all on the same page. But I appreciate that reminder.
Absolutely. Yes, that's a great idea. The coordination with the different entities for when it's that time of designing any structure. Yes, John. Thank you. I agree. Yes. Again, any announcements, any future agenda items that would like for us to consider? Good. Item number 6 is open forum, and this is very similar. If anyone would like to be provided with any updates on a specific topic or issues, please, just want to let you know that we're here to take those into consideration for further meetings. Let us know, and staff will take note so that we can just have them discuss in future meetings. And like I said before, we do have, the MPO has a Facebook account, a Facebook page, and we try to promote any related active transportation activities. We've been sharing or recently the post from El Metro, for example, all the different opportunities that we have. And if you don't think that we need to, or there is out there activities that we can help you promote, please let us know. And we will be glad to share those in our MPO Facebook account.
Ms. Bryant, Mr. Roberts from Laredo ISD. I would really like to see if we can have an agenda item to look at the coordination between the city, United ISD, and Laredo ISD in regards to all the traffic safety and flows when it comes to getting back to school this current year. And then identify areas where we can work with the city and the departments to possibly enhance some of those areas of concern around the city and around the schools.
Sure, thank you, Mr. Roberts. And this is something that definitely will share your concerns also with our traffic department. I don't see anybody from the traffic department in this meeting, but we can certainly do that type of coordination with them also. Thank you. Very important. Okay, anyone else? Any other comments?
Grace, real quick, if I may, and I don't know if we can do this today or possibly on the next meeting, but maybe we can give you a brief, I guess, presentation as far as the new services for the Metro, which is the circulators. One is a new service that is covering areas that were previously not serviced. One of them is the Green Ranch circulator. And obviously extends all the way out to Green Ranch, Deer Creek, and some of the industrial parks, I want to say south of Mines Road. And also we have the C3, the Circulator 3 on the riverside. This is basically connecting areas of Los Martinez and Ladrillera and different neighborhoods, the food bank, more importantly. Those are brand new services, and it's on the pilot program right now. Yeah, and right now we're also pretty much ready to jumpstart a similar program on the south, and that's going to be connecting actually 3 districts in a more efficient and timely manner. But maybe next time I can have the maps ready to present. And the main thing with circulars is that they connect faster the community with their destinations. We are very mindful of bike trails in the area whenever we're setting up our bus stops, and for sure our vans, the circular vans, are also equipped with the bike racks. So yeah, real quick, I just wanted to let everybody know that you're probably seeing those vans now more active and in different neighborhoods, like I said, on the Mines Road area all the way to Green Ranch. And then, like I said, on the Los Martinez and Ladrillera areas as well. So I'll be able to present real quick on the next meeting, the maps for everybody's reference. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Claudia. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was just going to add to Mr. Roberts' request on the traffic safety. I spoke to Mr. Roberts a little bit on, the District 8 has a sidewalk study that they're working on, and so I'll share that map with you where sidewalks are getting redeveloped for the district and how that coordinates with some of the schools and bus routes. So just kind of completing those points for the pedestrians that become transit riders as well as for the residents. But I'll share that map with you also. You have it in your wheelhouse.
Great news, thank you.
Hi, can I make a comment?
Of course.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, so one of the projects that Councilmember Allgilt kind of left when he left was the bike lanes on Santa Maria. And I've been getting a lot of well, ever since I became in, I had a lot of the owners of the businesses along that route kind of try to persuade me to kind of I guess not go through with it or whatever. And there have been some accidents on Santa Maria, and I know that they blame the bike lanes. However, after looking into it with PD and some of these instances, that it was unrelated, you know, it was like coincidental. However, when they did build the bike lanes, they built them wide enough that vehicles can actually drive in them because they wanted to be able to bring the street sweeper to come and clean the lanes. And the way that the engineer had designed them, it was going to be too narrow for that kind of, you know, endeavor. Um, I'd like to one of the goals for that project was giving people in District 8 an opportunity to ride their bike all the way um to north, you know, like to work, right? However, at the time, the council member for District 8, I think, didn't support extending the lanes all the way. So to me, those lanes are kind of an incomplete vision. And maybe we can look into putting a way to, I guess, complete that route, you know, back extended all the way as it was originally intended. Because right now it's just basically my district portion. And so it doesn't really get all the way to District 8 as intended. And then at the same time, a lot of people from District 8 apparently work in District 7 in the warehouse section. And so the bike lanes, from what I understand, were never intended to go onto Mines Road, or I think maybe at some point when you hit Delmar, there was a way, but I don't know if you're familiar, if you can picture, but when you get to Delmar and Santa Maria, that's where the overpass from Mines Road comes, and it kind of turns into a weird little area. But I think that there might have been an intention to kind of continue the bike lanes, but through the more brushy area, like not so much on the road, but maybe more on the side. So I just like for the spirit of those lanes not to get lost, because right now I know the public's not happy with them. Some of the public isn't happy with them. And a lot of people say that they're not being used, and I worry that they're not being used because they were never fully mapped out, you know, as they were supposed to be. So I'd hate for that to just kind of stay what it is right now as far as just that little piece. And then you know, I can work with the city as far as like painting the bike lane. You know, I think it was supposed to be painted to distinguish the bike lane, but you know, we still have a lot of people complaining about the bike lanes on San Bernardo and things like that. So I guess my comment here is just these bike lanes that we have done, I guess we're doing them in pieces, but let's not leave them like pieces, right? Let's finish them off so that hopefully they will get used as intended, right? So that's my whole comment there.
I was just gonna comment on the connections. I can provide you a map of some of the connection points. Like the southern part should connect of Santa Maria to Chicago Street and go east all the way to Zacate Creek. And then the northern point, we talked about going maybe that CP&L route, that back road, but that's something we need to coordinate with their right of way. But I'll provide you that information, and then you can carry it further. I know you can push those forward.
Right. I just want to make it, I mean, because it would be nice to be able to get from there all the way to Mines Road, but I can see how once you hit Delmar, it's kind of like, well, how do I get to Mines Road from here? So I think if we can continue those trails somehow, I have community development block grant funds that I actually redirected to other intentions because I cannot use them to extend the route up to Delmar but I can go to Mines Road up to the Delwood area with that. But from what I understood was there wasn't going to be a plan for bike route there. So maybe we can start putting that on our radar. Like, how would we get a bike route to Mines Road through that like back area once you hit that Delmar area?
Yeah, I think I'll share that map with you. I think we have a pretty good route with the floodplain and the CPNL route. It takes you right into that Delwood. There's a stormwater outlet that lets out there. I'll send that over to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for everything you all do also.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments, Ms. Perez. And
Thank
yeah,
you.
that'll be also something to, I guess, discuss and coordinate with the other district and engineering, other departments, our engineering department and traffic department, and see, like you mentioned, the funding also for the extension and completion of the trail. And but we can certainly look at the plans and the possibility of doing this project like a whole project, to complete the project. Okay. Well, if no one else have anything to share with us, I just want to remind you that the next meeting for the Active Transportation Committee is scheduled for August 25th at noon again. And we want to thank you for your participation, and it's 12:47. I think this meeting can be adjourned now. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you all. Take care.
Yeah, bye.